I mean, some of them actually said if Soludo cares so much about them and the money is losing, right? It should provide them security rather than use the same security to come and intimidate them, harass them, and continue to threaten them, right? In this clip. He later met them today, by the way. But yeah, Soludo. I mean, one of the traders, right?
Fellow businessman, this main market. I now contribute. ENE I will to contribute for the growth market. Our tax set on us. Because we're here by now. Excellency Soludo. I'm a Latinate of the man. Man, I can't want the above us. I am a risk in our life. Whereby I live in a minute of time. I went out second in Yan, I work on the Candia, the Kuma people. When I said that now we're going to Yalo Kobo. I'll be your hotel with a good eye. I am here at this office in on email. That's a way for to the end. Because I will take the and also, I want an idea about teacher Dirisi. Now, to voice the end, I get the corner of teaching. Or to put in the advice, Bundi took I may be your chicken. Here I am put the best thing in short term, no market, I feel I'm Southeast Sudan. I brought the best idea. We all that come to come one night walk at the age also. And the youth Macano, the open on them, who go at the people. Now, son of more to do one. New Obana meant to have. New Obana party one. I believe that in the end, I'm not the other without getting Kenya our right. I see the friend I need with Nigeria. Say, oh, I want to go Nibo. And when you're not going to Nigeria. With every doubt, with every faith, why will be a job with that? So, people.
So provide security for us. The Igbos have been targeted almost in every state in Nigeria. So this is Igbo land. Why should they still be, targeted in this manner? So rather than you locking their shops and all of that, why not just provide security for us if you think we have to hope on us? You want. But Soludo was like, that's not the issue. The sit at home, which the popular sit-at-home in the eastern part of Nigeria started as a means of a peaceful protest against the incarceration of Nnamdi, Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. So that the politicians in the eastern part of Nigeria can possibly listen to the people and pull their weight in order to get Nnamdi Kanu out of the politically sponsored persecution. But rather than for the politicians to listen to them, they ignored them and decided to criminalize that. Yeah, they did. So that's the same thing that Soludo is doing. Now, he told the worker, he said, the sit-at-home when he met with Nnamdi Kanu, that Nnamdi Kanu said he is not in support of any sit-at-home or any forceful wherever sit-at-home in the eastern part of Nigeria. So the word sit-at-home, like that state sit-at-home, okay, is meant to be a crime in the eastern part of Nigeria, whether you are doing it peacefully or you are not doing it peacefully. That's the impression, part of what he told them today.
Some people say it is linked to Nnamdi Kanu. Absolute nonsense. It has nothing to do with Nnamdi Kanu. And I can say that with every force and every authority, without any fear of contradiction. I am the one, thank God I'm still alive. I am the one who led Igbo leaders, about 13 of us, including part of Kanu and so on and so forth. I never met Nnamdi in my life before. But about 2016 or 2017, I can't remember which one again. There was a hue and cry that somebody was detained against court order country. I'm the one that led prominent Igbos to Kuje. And then, part of what we discussed there was we offered our own views on anti-violence. Okay, now, I addressed the international press conference calling for his release. And subsequently he was released. Again, I became governor, and the first governor on record to have gone to the DSS custody. That was May 13th, 2022. I assumed office in March 17th. Less than 2 months I visited him in DSS custody. That was when this sit-at-home thing was raging. And I confronted him with the fact that several criminal elements were killing innocent Igbos for going about their lawful business on Monday, enforcing the very criminal sit-at-home order. I confronted him with it, and his exact word in response was that it was an abomination for anybody to go to kill others or maim others trying to force sit-at-home. This was, he said to me, not to when I was the one that just went there. And following that, he gave an order. You must have seen the video circulating. If you haven't seen it, I'll play it for you to listen to. His lawyer, a lawyer, addressed a press conference and said he was speaking on the authority with the handwritten order by Nnamdi Kanu, condemning and abolishing the sit-at-home thing. If you haven't seen it, how many have seen it? Only very few of you have seen it. We will circulate it and you will see the lawyer speaking on his behalf. This lawyer, a lawyer, on the 23rd of July, 2023, 2 months after I visited him, saying that there was no such thing, and giving order to Simon Ekpa to desist from enforcing sit-at-home. This was a press conference in July 2023, after I visited him, 2 months after I visited him, and he said the same thing to me. And in any case, if anybody is saying that they sit at home, and therefore I believe him, and IPOB issued many statements then that they were not the ones that asked for sit at home. And I believe them. I want to believe them. Because if it is not true, if it is about Nnamdi Kanu or whatever, why is it the last time, at least to the best of my knowledge, Nnamdi Kanu is from Omai? Why is it that there is no sit at home in Omai? Why? There is no sit at home there. Because he did not, and I want to believe, except he changed his mind of late, he did not, still does not support the sit at home. That's why it doesn't happen in Omai, his hometown. Then why Onitsha? Why
nuisance lele?
Forcing people to sit at home are no longer empowered to force people to sit at home. The entire politically sponsored criminality in the eastern part of Nigeria, just to justify whatever they had in stock to do to Nnamdi Kanu. See, they could, not only just to kill him, kill the advocacy for this Biafra. So nobody is being forced to sit anywhere or attacked for not sitting at home anywhere. The way Soludo is presenting this is making it look like every Monday they force people to sit at home in Anambra State. That's the way he's presenting this. He himself said he got to Oka, he got to this place, he got to that place, everybody is running their businesses, all the shops are opened and all of that. But your problem is with the Onitsha main market traders. Do you understand? So the conversation should be about them, around them, and then why they chose to continue their voluntary sit at home every Monday, which is that they shut their shops every Monday. It's not the same everywhere in Anambra State. According to him, everyone still runs their businesses all over the place. But when he got to the Onitsha main market, he was surprised that the biggest market in West Africa is shutting their doors every Monday. Why is that? So that's so you should have dealt with. But no, the way to make it sound like it is such a big issue, it's a big thing. It's the way it's kind of like going about it. So it can look like it's a very serious issue. It's a very serious. No, it's not. It's not. And right now, they are shooting at these traders, shut their shops and businesses and all that. And again, he wants to have his way, saying that you should open. Yes, open. So people should open if they want to. But the police said we can't start arresting people simply because they choose to not do something or do something, as long as it is not illegal.
We cannot enter anybody's house to drag them out. Don't sit at home, come out. We cannot do it. We will be infringing on their fundamental human rights. They have freedom of choice. Ours is to make the environment conducive for those who want to come out and go about their businesses. We have a duty to protect them. You
can't force people to come out. You can't force people to open their businesses. That is so lame. But it is a Nigerian thing. Because some will tell you that if we fail to do that, these people would have declared victory. Which people declaring victory? Yeah. So instead of solving a problem, they'll create more problems and more problems. And at the end of the day, the whole thing is just about ego massaging, just to make himself feel so powerful. And he wouldn't want to feel so powerless or something, for a little man. The issue is with them. They said they are not opening their shops voluntarily. You can't force them. That's not right. People say, so we are going to sit at home and stay in our houses because we are doing so in solidarity with Nnamdi Kanu. You can't say that can't happen. As long as they are not blocking the road of others who want to go and do their own businesses. Those who want to go and do their own, you get. It is Nigeria, fire brigade approach. You will record them people with no sense.
You know, if some of these guys don't come to government and they're just parading certificates, you will not know that they have nothing upstairs. The reason we invited them in October 2025, all the governors in the Southeast, all the political leaders, to press for the release of Nnamdi Kanu was because we didn't want this to continue. They refused. They all kept quiet. They were playing politics. Now you have thrown Nnamdi Kanu into prison. He's in Sokoto. You still can't get your acts together. If you like, you close all the markets in the world until you do the right thing. Nobody can force the people. You can force a horse to the stream, but you cannot force it to drink water. It is about justice. What is happening in the Southeast is a justice issue. It's about Nnamdi Kanu. The reason why people don't go to market on Mondays is because Nnamdi Kanu is being unjustly incarcerated. It started because of his trial. The only way it can end is when you end his unjust incarceration. It's as simple as that. Nothing else can save you. If you like, close all the markets. If you like, convert all the markets to, if you like, go and move the market from Anambra to Sokoto. Nothing will still save you. That's the truth. And they should have. That's what we're saying in October. They could have saved themselves this embarrassment if they had listened to us. But what did they do to us in October? They arrested all of us. We went to Kuje. We're out now. Your markets are still in trouble. They are all in trouble. They know it. Wike is in trouble in Abuja. Soludo is in trouble in Anambra. Tinubu is in trouble across Nigeria. No rest for the wicked.
There'll be none. In a way. I'm talking about the rest. Rest for the wicked is probably like, even if the dead man dies, right? There's still going to be no rest, they say. Spirit is going to be wandering about. The Akwa Ibom state governor wants to build a new hospital. So the contract that was awarded to this contractor. So he went on an inspection to go check how far is the new hospital project going. Now, the engineer or the contractor told him that, we have not started the hospital. We started first with the mortuary. That's kind of a video trending on the side. Nigeria.
Yeah, it doesn't work with me. There's no plan for me to use.
Yes. Bring that line. This is where we are now. Now, we started with this.
Where is it?
This is where exactly here. Exactly here. We started with the gatehouse and the mortuary.
Where's the gatehouse? Why do you start mortuary first? Why mortuary? I said build hospital, you go start with mortuary. Don't say that kind of a thing again. Don't show me mortuary again.
As a matter of fact, we are on the chapter.
Right.
Who did this thing to us?
So that's in Akwa Ibom. Another story that should possibly be at the front burner of what Nigerians should be talking about. Or in fact, should be asking more questions is this issue of this new tax law. Lawmakers who passed this law, they've all come out, not all of them, but many of them have come out to point out the confirmed, verified forgery that has been sort of like the devil in this new tax law for Tinubu. The guy that drafted the new tax law, Taiwo Yedele, admitted as well that the reason why they couldn't put together the guidelines on how they are going to implement their new tax law is simply because they have discovered that there is actually two versions, truly, So the committee that was supposed to write the guidelines on how they are going to implement the new tax law, they have no idea which of them they should write the guidelines on. So because of this, they put it on hold, suspended the implementation of the new tax law until the committee find a way around drafting the guidelines. Ndume, a senator, one of those who first raised the alarm, by the way, and also called on Tinubu to probably suspend the implementation of the new tax law until it is confirmed that the forgery and those behind the forgery, right, gives their reasons and possibly even prosecuted and also possibly send it back to the National Assembly to re-examine, to review before any form of implementation at all. That's a lot of words, right? That's so much to say. I know. But you need to listen to Dume himself, right, in this clip.
You will agree with me that even, what do you call that guy, the chairman of the Presidential Committee on Tax Reform, Onyewole, admitted that there are, differentials, two versions or at least two versions of the tax law. and that if something has to be done, it has to be the National Assembly.
Right. So how come Godswill Akpabio is saying it's not, there's no discrepancy?
That is his opinion. That is his opinion. And as for me, I did a lot of research on it. And the House of Rep member raised that matter, and they didn't deny it. And the House of Rep is still investigating those discrepancies. So I went in